Hey, so my question is essentially any tips or ideas you might have for me to increase our gross revenues and get above the 1 million mark. I'm a co-owner with my brother. I'm essentially the president of a fence installation and sales company. All aspects of residential, commercial, all types of fence. And we've recently decided to part ways amicably. I'm buying them out, and it's kind of lit a fire under me to try to increase our gross sales as well as increase our profit margins to get the buyout finished sooner.
How long have you been in business?
We're going on 13 years.
Okay, and what'd you do last year in gross?
750.
Okay, all right.
And we've been there. We've kind of been complacent over the last 5 or 6 years, and we've been just at that 650 to 750 mark for about 5 or 6 years.
Where's your business come from? Your new business?
Primarily residential the last couple of years. Word of mouth, some advertising.
So somebody calls up and says, I want a fence around my backyard for my kids or my dogs.
Yep.
And so you're doing chain link and privacy and...
Yes, sir. Yep. A lot of vinyl, cedar.
Yeah. Okay.
You name it.
So some luxury stuff too.
Yeah. A little bit of the higher end stuff. There's not a huge demand for that here, but there is, it's getting to be a little bit more of the more.
Okay. So what percentage of your business comes from the last job you were on and the neighbors see it and say, hey, I want one?
I'd probably say only about 5 or 10% of it. A lot of it, I mean, we're in with a couple of builders, and so we've got a pretty good relationship with a handful of custom home builders.
So the custom home builders you're putting up while the house is brand new or after the new buyer moves in?
Usually just before they move in. We're usually the last ones in on those projects.
So you're a sub on a custom home build. What percentage of your 750 is new home deals?
It's probably in that 25-30% range.
Okay, so you got $500,000, you got 750 or 250 coming in that way, give or take, and $500,000 coming in direct to consumer.
Yeah.
Where are the leads coming from direct to consumer?
A lot of word of mouth from, community donations type of deals. We do quite a bit of radio advertising, a little bit of print, not a ton on social media, but a little bit.
Okay. So I'm trying, if you want to just double that $500,000, do you double those lead sources? Or are they all at a point of diminishing returns?
I don't think they are. We kind of, where I say we've been kind of complacent, it seems like over the last couple of years, we'll book out 6-8 weeks. And, oh goodness, we've got too much coming in, too much to do. We need to close the tap on those.
Okay, instead of staffing up and then going ahead and going to $1 million or $2 million.
Correct, and I think that's kind of where we've been at. Is that we get a little scared we're going to start irritating people and not getting into them soon enough.
Well, you can get to them soon enough if you hire.
Yeah. Yep.
You can't get to them soon enough with the existing crew structure. And no, correct. You don't want to book out 5 months out on a dadgum fence. Nobody wants to wait that. No, that's crazy. So, but yeah, you do, so once you get full on your current crew, in order to grow, you're going to have to add crews, are you not?
No, yep, you're correct. And I think that's where I've just been spinning a little bit here lately because I need to get, stepped out of the field of running a crew. Yeah. To where I can start doing some more training. Yeah,
absolutely you do. And where you can do more marketing and more running of the business instead of actually putting fences up. Yeah, you're just above treadmill stage, and starting to hang out around Pathfinder, right? And so, you've got to start getting your layers of leadership in place to move on up through the stages of business. And that's going to be one of the things you do where you're not responsible for the actual production of the good or service. and where your main job is running the business. So yeah, you need to round out those existing crews and then fill them up 6 weeks out. And as soon as they start approaching 4, 5, 6 weeks out, you start hiring the next crew.
Okay.
So double your volume, and don't don't turn your advertising on and off, and don't turn your because you're losing a tremendous amount of marketing momentum turning this stuff on and off.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I'm positive you are. Yeah.
Okay.
And and in your marketing mix, start putting in some social media in there, and somebody working, some geo-targeted Facebook stuff, and you may have to add a full-time marketer to help you manage the media buys and the social media. One person that's solid can do all of that at your stage. And that ought to get you to $1.5 million, close to $2 million. But I don't know how many crews that involves, but that structure will get you there based on what you're telling me. Because, you're turning it on and off. And here's the thing. When you quit turning it on and off, you're going to see how fast that water does run. It's going to keep running and running and running. And so there's no telling how much that fear and cutting the spigot on and off has cost you. You gotta get out of the field, round out those crews, get those crews loaded up, but then be ready when you get at that 4-week mark on the existing crews. Before you take it all the way out to 6, go ahead and start hiring. So they got that new crew out there, and you got to be in the field training them and working with them when that next batch comes in, and then put a supervisor on them, then turn them loose, and then do the same thing again. And you layer that up. And so you're running 2 or 3 crews right now?
Right at 2.
Yeah. Okay. So, you're talking about going to 3 and then to 4. And that'll 4 probably produce close to $2 million with what you're telling me.
Okay.
And then you'll move on up to the other stages of business because you'll have new problems to solve. And, man, that's how it works. Congratulations. I like your attitude. I like how you're approaching this. I think you're going to do well. Good to talk to you. Thanks for sharing all that with us.